I get a moment of your time. Alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, to your favorite tunes, straight out the trunk. They got what you want, guys. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight out the trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight out the trunk. 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 Straight out the trunk.
What it do? It's your boy Bankhead, the name. Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Got another dope ass interview with another dope ass artist. Hey, make sure you follow us. Straight Out the Trunk Radio, SODTR _ follow me personally, Bankhead _ the name. Today we have a songwriter, artist in the motherfucking house. He comes straight from Colorado, Toronto, and Los Angeles. You feel me? He got 3 boroughs under his belt, and we're going to be talking about all 3 of them today. We have Roux in the motherfucking house. How's it doing, son? What it do? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, it's been good. Definitely just out here living, bro. Everything going on, like we were talking about with the fires and stuff, it's nice to see that everything's kind of calming down, but this is gonna be a good year still.
2025, yeah. What was before the fires started happening? Shit. What was on your agenda and plans?
Yeah, really was just I had a couple singles lined up, and then I was just gonna push heavy, and then I felt like January. It was like I had a lot of people affected, so it didn't need to, but I was like I didn't feel the need to really start pushing stuff right away. But in February, I'm hitting the ground running.
I hear you. I think I did 2, maybe 3 interviews, maybe 4 now, plus you in January. And I low-key did feel bad. I'm like, man, I should be putting my energy more into the fires and all that. But I'm like, I did, I donated. I spent some of my time helping out, giving back to the firefighters at Hanson Dam, so I think I did my part, so I was like, let me still do what I need to do too. So when February comes, I can release all these interviews and shit like that. Because I feel you though. I'm like, man, I feel guilty promoting shit. Everybody promoting donation centers and come help and fucking donate your time and give back. I'm like, follow Straight Out the Trunk Radio though. So I felt bad. So I understand what you're talking about, man.
At the end of the day though, it's you can only do so much at the same time. So I definitely felt like I was still. Just like you, I was still in the studio. I was still making connections, still networking. I had a show I did, and it was maybe a week or a week and a half after the fires and stuff. And I'm like, I kind of felt kind of bad, but then a lot of people showed up. So I'm like, you know what? It's good because at the end of the day, after so much goes bad, it's nice to do some stuff that brings the community together
and just get out and have fun and be able to release.
Yeah, and take your mind off it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So shout out to all the first responders, all the firefighters, everybody who's donated, all the donation centers that is still going on right now. Continue to do your thing, and we out here support LA right now. You feel me? These fires they're done, but support us, the people that lost houses in Altadena, Palisades, and everybody that's affected by it. All right. Where'd you get your name from, man? When I first seen your name, I was like, Roux. You feel me? I had to do some research and look at old interviews so you could pronounce your name. So, Roux.
Yeah, that's funny because, still to this day, my dad, he'll call me and stuff. He's like, what's up, Roux? And I'm like, He always says, well, so, how I came up with it was really, I was just trying to, because I used to go by a different artist name, just my normal name, my government name, I guess. And then I was like, I wanted to spice it up. I just wanted just a 1-syllable word, and kind of coming from. I have a lot of family that's Creole and stuff like that. So then it was kind of the French kind of stuff, and I came up with it because Roux, it stands like it's like if you let the sauce roux and stuff, kind of like that. So I was like
you whipping up the sauce, or you letting it brew?
Yeah, okay. Exactly. And then it's like, so I was like, you know what? I was kind of like, that's kind of what my new music is gonna be, kind of like saucy and kind of like like the more and more I find my craft in like this new sound, it's like just letting it roux.
Oh, okay, Roux.
Yeah.
Hey, Roux. All right. Hey, Roux. Roux. All right. You say you Creole, so what do you mix with? Because you got braids and shit like that. You light skin. You say you Creole, or what else you mix with?
Well, so basically, like, I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt. I'm like everything. Like my mom, her side of the family is like Dutch, like Belgian, kind of like that kind of stuff. And then my dad, there's a lot of stuff, like, he said, my dad be saying everything, so I don't even know, but like Egyptian kind of stuff like that too.
All right, in high school, did you get invited to the Black Student Union, BSU?
I did not know.
Okay. Would you consider yourself black?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So you biracial?
Yeah.
All right. You say your mom Dutch and all that. Can you talk about that side in a way? Like how you dive into that?
Yeah, like my family, like they are from Kansas, so
shit.
So like their
country. Fan?
No.
Okay.
Are you?
No, I'm rocking it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so so everyone in my family's from Kansas, but I was born in Colorado.
Okay, I like. Okay.
So then it's like which I'm no Broncos fan either, but I'm a Bengals fan.
I'll fucks with that. Hey, no wrong with that.
Yeah, but no. But basically, really. Because, so coming from Kansas and stuff, I learned, like a slower lifestyle, but just, really, how much family mattered. Like in Kansas, for Thanksgiving, it'd be the whole families out there. There'd be, 30, 40 people and stuff.
Shit.
And my dad, he moved away from his family, so I don't really know my dad's side of the family all too well, which my dad's the black one, and, my mom's white. And it was just, but because of that, I kind of took it on my own to go and, not necessarily let my mom's side of the family kind of dictate who I became. Okay. You know what I mean? I still sought out, not that I don't relate, because I'm both, so, at the end of the day, I relate with both, but I also feel my music, I was an athlete, I played sports and all this stuff, so it was just I always found myself gravitating towards more of the black community, just because. But I went to high school in Huntington Beach, so there was
surfers.
You could count how many black kids were at my high school. You know what I mean? So there was probably no black.
All right, when you ever got pulled over, did you pull the white card out?
Oh, absolutely.
Sir. Damn, I wish I was not a little lighter. You feel just a little lighter. I fucks with that. All right.
That's the one time. You know what I mean? That's the one time that it's not read white, All
right. So growing up, I always ask this. Growing up, who had a better playlist than your mom or your pop?
Ooh, that's tough. I feel that's tough because I like all types of music.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably my dad. Yeah.
All right, what was dad listening versus mom's?
Dad was listening to old school R&B and stuff.
Oh shit, okay.
And then my mom though, don't sleep on my mom. She loved Tupac, and she loved Easy E and stuff. Yeah. So my mom, she definitely and then that's where the whole, I feel I get my rapping from my mom.
So you got your gangster side from your mom, yeah. You feel me? Your soft side, your dad, you feel me? Your open up side.
Which is crazy.
Cause it's the opposite, yeah.
Because my mom, she her playlist was a lot of Linkin Park and stuff.
Oh wow, oh okay.
So she was super diverse, and that's where it's it opened my mind up to all different types of music. And then my dad, it he kind of showed me the soul. I feel I got my soul from my dad, and then just my taste in music from my mom.
Okay, I fucks with that. All right, from Colorado to Toronto to Los Angeles, or Colorado to Los Angeles to Toronto?
So yeah, so it was Colorado, to Los Angeles to Toronto back to LA.
Okay. Well, talk about this journey. How long did you live in Colorado till you moved back to move to Los Angeles, then to Toronto?
I lived in Colorado for until I was in like 7th grade.
Okay.
And then yeah, went to like high school out here, and then Toronto. I moved at the start of COVID.
Oh, okay. These are okay. These are 3 different eras though too, and like Colorado's Colorado, high altitude. Then you move in 7th grade to LA. Like, how familiar was you to LA in the culture, the lifestyle, like music, anything? Did you know about LA besides the Lakers and Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I wasn't into music or anything yet. Okay. Well, I mean, like, other than listening to it, I was just full-blown athlete. I'm like, you know what, like, so at the end of the day, I guess I wasn't familiar with the culture, and like, I just was.
You only said in 7th grade, so I understand.
So then at the end of the day, it was like, it didn't matter where you were from, like, I was going to hoop anyway.
So you played football, basketball, lacrosse?
And soccer.
Did you get any scholarships out of those 4 sports?
I had offers, and then just like my grades were pretty bad. Like I was one of those kids that was really good at sports but did not care about school.
Yeah, the nigga in them. I'm just joking. That ain't right. I'm fucking with you. I ain't fucking. That's cool though.
I just cared about the girls, the sports, and all that. And then it was like, I mean, I did have I talked with like Eastern Washington. I talked with some schools. But it was always like, you can come here, but because your grades, like, we don't know if you are going to, like, fail out of school, so we're not willing to give you scholarship.
What got you into lacrosse? Because that's...
Random, right?
Random. No, it is, but lacrosse, I say back in 2010, 2009, going to 2010 is when lacrosse was really brought into like LAUSD type schools, or like even like introduced. You feel me? One of my old high school homies, Harmon. You feel me? He was a lacrosse player, and he brought it to our high school and got a club and shit. And I joined for a couple of weeks, and I was like, this is just too much running. You feel me? I just want to run and hit a nigga. I'm like, I'm cool on catching the ball and all that. Let me just run and hit somebody. And he introduced us to lacrosse, and after all that, after I did that, lacrosse blew up. It was in high schools now, and now it's you can get scholarships off of it. Yeah. So, like, how did you get introduced to that? My bad, that was long-winded.
No, it's all good. I like to hear. I like to hear your side too. No, but I got into lacrosse really because, like, my mom raised me. Like, my dad was in my life, I'm not going to say he wasn't there, but really, like, it was, like, my mom kind of raised me on her own, and just, like, I wanted to play hockey. Like, that was, like, the sport, like, I really want to play goalie, too. So, like, out of all the positions, like, goalie is, like,
you and my boy Red Eye would be best friends. He a hockey man, like I said. Yeah.
No, and, like, but it was just too expensive. She's like, yeah, I mean, you can play lacrosse maybe, and then like she's like, but I'm not gonna play it if you don't practice, because like no one in my family ever played, so she bought me some like booty ass lacrosse sticks, and like I was just out there every day, and then I got pretty good, and she's like, okay, I'll sign you up, and it just became one of those, like, it was my alternative to hockey, and then I ended up really liking it, and then at the high school I was at, I injured my vertebrae in my back, and the football coach, because like I was playing varsity as a sophomore, he's like, oh, if you get hurt playing other sports, like I'm gonna take you off varsity, and then he's like, you gotta choose. So then I ended up just choosing football. But if I would have kept playing lacrosse, like, I
hate coaches that do that. Yeah. Same thing happened to me.
Yeah, and then like honestly, in 7th, 8th grade, like I was getting talked to by like ASU and stuff for lacrosse, and like I wasn't even in high school yet. Like I was pretty good at lacrosse, but it was like one of those things
that's fire.
Like, at that age, too, I didn't have anyone telling me what to do. So, like, once the football coach was like, oh, like, we need you. Like, you can't be getting hurt doing others. Then it was like, I felt, like, needed more. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to let my team down, because that's just kind of who I am.
He got in your head. That's what he did. Yeah. All right, so from Los Angeles, like, you graduated.
Yeah.
Then Toronto, you said COVID.
Yeah.
Los Angeles to Toronto. world shuts down. Like how is COVID there in Toronto? Like is it just like out here in LA? You wasn't out here, so you probably wouldn't know. But like, what was it like?
It was shut down to the point where it was a little more open than it was out here.
Okay.
But it was still shut down enough to when I first moved out there, I had to quarantine in a hotel. I couldn't even go to my apartment. I had to quarantine in a hotel for 3 days, and then after the 3 days, I had to go straight to my apartment and quarantine for the rest of so it was a 14-day quarantine. I had to do 3 in a hotel. The other 11, I was in my room, and it was, man, I was getting I was going crazy in my room. Like I spent over like $700 just to get food delivered to my room because I couldn't leave. You know what I mean? It was like,
is this your first time in Toronto?
Yeah, well, not my first time in Toronto, but obviously first time living there.
Okay.
Yeah, like I went to Toronto I think 2 times before that. Like, you know, once I started getting into music, like Toronto scene. Like, Toronto music was always something I wanted to be a part of. So it was like, I knew one day I'd get out there. And then COVID, like, you know, I was out here and I'm like, you know what? The whole world shut down. Maybe now, like, I got accepted to go to school out there. And I was like, you know what? Now is my time to go. So I sent it. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be trapped in a room, at least let me be trapped in a room in a different country. And
like, give me a pro and a con. A pro and a con about Toronto.
A pro is it's probably, if not more, just as diverse as LA.
Oh, real shit?
Yeah,
okay.
like I went there thinking just give like a bunch of Canadians and stuff, but it was like most of the people obviously.
But what does a Canadian look like? Like what? Like you look at somebody, like is he white? Just white?
I would say like.
'Cause I look at Drake, I'm like, that's not Canadian.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
you look at The Weeknd, not Canadian. You look at Tory Lanez, you're like...
Weeknd is more Canadian when it comes to at least like what like the black culture looks like.
Okay.
Like, you know, like the Weeknd story is like, you know, like rough. Now it's not like, now if you see The Weeknd, he's all like he made it.
No, he's clean. The old photos, yeah, he lived on the street.
But like Drake, like there's a lot of like Middle Eastern community, a lot of Indian community, Jamaican community. I would say like stereotypical Canadian in my mind is like almost like someone from the UK.
Okay. They have an accent?
Yeah, not like a UK accent, but they have they have an accent of like, it depends where they're from, cuz like you know, there's like I think like 5 or 6 provinces. So each province is like a different stereotype of what a Canadian could be. So that's where it's kind of tough to answer, cuz if you go on the West Coast like Vancouver and stuff, you know, it's a lot like, I don't say Cali, but it's a lot more like relaxed and stuff like that. Like Toronto is like New York City a little bit, you know?
All right, fucks with that, fucks that.
Yeah.
Give me a con. What's a con?
A con is cold, bro. Like not just like cold like out here, like you know, it gets cold out here.
No, you gotta be bundled up.
Negative degrees cold.
Oh.
Negative degrees cold. Windy and snowing all at the same time.
I'm in the house then.
Like, there's times where there's a blizzard and it's like 2 weeks and you feel like you haven't done anything and you go kind of like, that mental depression's real.
Oh.
It like mentally it's just as taxing as it is like cold, you know?
I was about to say that's why they music be so depressing in the way they be so cold all the damn time. They feelings and shit. You feel me? Yeah. But why'd you come back to LA?
Honestly, really just because of like the situation was like, you know, I was out there on a study visa, right? And you know, my school told me that once you graduate, like they'll be able to give me like a work permit and I can stay out there. And then I got denied 3 times from Canada to stay.
You got denied?
Denied. So then
they kicked you out?
I got a letter saying you got to leave by November 10th.
So, like visa up?
Yeah. So like, not to bring up politics, but like the stuff Trump be doing, that like, I mean, that's how I felt from Canada, you know? I was like, everyone's saying like, I was like, damn, like, I'm out there just trying to...
You hit up the boy one time, like, hey, can you reinstate me? You feel me? Damn.
It was crazy, like out of all the things, too. But the thing is like, Canadian music scene is different. They don't really want to see other people because not a lot of people go to Canada to like make it, you know. So it's like usually people like Drake, Weeknd, they all went to LA to like really take that next step. So like out there, I don't say they're like haters because like I got so much love. I got so much love for my music, but it was just like I just feel like the government's like, oh, like we don't want. I don't know. I'm speculating, but like it's like we don't want an American to come in.
Speculation, Joe.
And like take jobs from our Canadians that also can do the same thing.
I hear you. That's deep.
I don't know, cause like I'm just trying to think of like, bro, like
that's deep, dog.
I was working, like I'm not pushing drugs, I'm not doing nothing crazy. So I don't get why out of all people, like I know people who are from other countries, and I do think it's like because I'm American too. I don't think because like I know people that are from Iran and all this stuff, and they got accepted.
How did you get a job out there? Did you give them your American ID or did you have to get a Canadian ID?
Well, so like once I got the study permit, they gave me like a Canadian like number, I guess. So then it was like I had that number, and I had to basically not work under the table, but I told them that my number wasn't expired. And then I got jobs that way.
Okay.
So I was kind of doing it like illegally in a way, but
is it easier to get jobs out there?
No.
No. What type of jobs like do they?
I mean, I guess like I'm going for jobs that aren't easy to get anywhere. Like like studio jobs are easy if you know somebody. Like I didn't know anybody out there, so it was really like I'm just like cold calling studios. Like, hey, do you need an engineer? And they're like, we don't really know who you are. So it's like.
Okay. Let's talk about the underground music scene. Hey, hold on. Hey, can you get Palm in the back? Yeah, he's here. Palm's pulled up. Music scene in Toronto, dog. All right, so you coming from LA, and you calling motherfucking studios just because the engineer. Before that, like, when did you start engineering? Like, was you engineering in high school and music? Like, when did that happen?
I really didn't become an engineer until Toronto. Yeah, because like that's what I went to school for. Is like sound engineering, music production stuff. I was just like songwriting and like before I went to Toronto, I opened up for like Joe Budden and Post Malone and stuff like that, and it was cool. And then it was like I went to Toronto, just kind of like riding that wave. It was real easy to get fans because like, oh, look, you're from LA, and then it was just like right there. I didn't even have to make good music. It was just like
you just from LA.
Yeah. I got the easy pass, bro.
All right. Real nigga question now. How much coochie did you get while you was out there? Pussy did you get while you was out there because you was like, I'm from LA?
More than I probably should have.
I'm just saying because that's amazing. Because you can go anywhere in the world, but I'm from LA, baby.
Yeah. Well, and then also like I also lived in like a student residence, so basically like a dorm.
Okay.
So it was like
students, people.
It was just a lot easier. Like I would open my door up and I'd run into like a girl down the hall and I'd be like, hey, like what's good? And then it was just like
co-ed dorms.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So it was like. Not like necessarily like I feel like if I had just like a normal apartment, I felt like my situation was almost like just real easy.
All right, so how many did you do shows out there in Toronto? How did you start getting these connections and building a fan base, but also clients?
Yeah, so I mean, really like my school kind of helped a lot because I went to school with other musicians and like engineers and stuff. So it was like a lot of the shows I did was kind of like either like through my friends and they got me on it, or or I just like ran my own shows too. Like if it was at the school or if it was at like just like a random spot. But I probably did like maybe like 4 or 5 shows. I lived there for like 3-4 years, but for the first 2 I was just like focused on school. Like I didn't have time to really do a lot other than like record music. Like that was my main focus, was like I'm out there, I just want to work with like Toronto artists and stuff like that. So that was my main focus. And then like once I had a bunch of new music, then I started performing. And then there's this one place called like Object Studio, which it's like a open mic kind of thing.
Okay.
But they have it all set up with like production and everything. So it was really cool because like once I tapped in with them, I just met a bunch of artists like that weren't from my school, and that like really like branched out and opened up opportunity.
What's that? What's the biggest studio out there in Toronto? Or the most famous one?
There's like, honestly, off the top of my head, I'm not good with stuff like that because I don't really pay attention to people that don't pay attention to me, I guess. But I would say like Union is pretty big. I know venues, like there's a lot of venues, like Massey Hall is like a super big venue. There's Rebel. I feel like Rebel was pretty cool because it's like, so in Toronto, it's on like a lake, so they don't have like ocean, like we have ocean.
Yeah,
like,
I see the pictures with Drake post. I see what you're talking about.
So it's like this really cool venue that's like right on the lake. So I don't know, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight.
When did you start songwriting? Like, what you enjoy more, recording, engineering, or songwriting?
Songwriting for sure. I mean, that's like still to this day. That's like I'll engineer and stuff, and like, you know, I like to help artist development. Like that's my favorite thing to do when it comes to engineering. Is like I like to help artists find their sound, and then it's like I kind of get them good enough and show them what they want to sound like, and then it's like once they feel solid enough, then obviously they start making their own connections. I'm like, yeah, like. And then I start introducing them to like other engineers I know. But songwriting, I started songwriting because when I played football, like, you know, there's always that like stigma of like, I don't know if this is just everywhere, but you know how athletes want to be rappers want to be athletes. You ever heard that?
All the time, yeah.
And then it was just like one of those things where it's like the second I started telling people I wanted to make music, like people just started giving me a bunch of shit. So it just became like something I did just like behind the scenes. So I started in high school.
Okay.
And then like I started releasing music like right after high school. So it was like kind of like 2016, 2017-ish. And then once I moved out to Toronto, then was like, you know, I had a couple years under my belt to where once I was at school, I just introduced myself as like, oh, I'm a songwriter. And then kind of oddly enough, you know, I went to a school with like not really known for hip hop. Like they're known for more like rock bands and stuff. Like some of the teachers I had, I don't know, like they worked with some huge like rock bands. Like I don't know if you ever heard of Rush or anything like that, but they like like huge Canadian.
Anybody know Rush?
Yeah, I heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so like they focus with that kind of stuff, so it was kind of like I was an anomaly, kind of walking through the building, like, hey, like anyone here like do hip hop? And like thankfully, there's a lot of producers there that did. There was just no other like rappers, so it was like I kind of got coined as like the rapper of the school, and then because of that, you know, I featured with everybody.
Like I need a verse. Let's go to Roux. Yeah. All right. I fucks with that. I like that. All right. You recently in 2024 in November, you attended Underground Magazine Zaytoven writing camp experience. It was like 3-day experience.
Yeah.
They had 4 to 5 different recording setups on Sunday. Zaytoven pulled up, made a beat. People recorded live on the spot on his beat that he just made. Can you talk about that experience? Yeah. Like, how many songs was you created? Did you songwrite for anybody up in that thing? Did you talk to Zaytoven?
Yeah, well, so that Zaytoven camp was like such a experience. Like I never been a part of like such a like unlike Toronto where I was the only rapper. Like this was a place full of rappers. That's, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So then it was like a cool experience to be around people that were like really hungry in this rap game. You know, like I feel like I kind of needed a moment like that to really kind of be around like rap culture more. And I probably made like 7 songs total that time. You know, I was just jumping on hooks and stuff. And I guess to get to the Zaytoven part, the Zaytoven part was epic. Like he made a beat in easily like 40 seconds. It took him longer to find the sounds he wanted to use than it did for him to actually cook up the beat, which was, I didn't even think, like, yeah, obviously he's a professional. He's been doing it for decades, you know, but it's like, you wouldn't think it would take under a minute.
But there was a lot of pressure. He had over like 200 eyes on him and shit. Yeah. Like everybody behind him was just, yeah.
And then it was like after he had the beat, like a couple artists went up, and then Al Nuke, he just kept saying like, don't jump on the beat if you're not ready. And like he just kept saying that over and over. And then like this one cat jumped on the beat and he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
And then so I'm sitting there like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just write something. I don't really care. And then I just stepped up. I'm like, you know what? This is my chance. And then I was like, everyone was rapping all like they were just trying to flex. Like, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna go rap some real shit from the heart. You know what I mean? And then like, you know, I shout out Zaytoven in the little like 8-bar thing I wrote. And then it was like, after I said that, he straight dapped me up. He's like, bro, like that was some of the hardest shit. And it was just cool. Like that moment was like, I don't know, like he didn't do that with anyone else. And it was just like, that was a moment like me and him got to share it. And like my whole point of that camp was I'm like, man, I don't really care to like ask Zaytoven for anything or talk to him. It's like, I just want him to just remember me. So like when the time comes and he sees me again, he just remembers that moment. And the fact he dapped me up and then he like reposted me on his page, and then I was like,
that's hard.
I was like, damn. Like, I'm like, shit, I didn't even go that hard, but it was just the fact that I cared to like acknowledge that like I just said something like shout out Zaytoven on the keys or something. It wasn't even like the
you know your 8 bars. You know your 8. You know it right now. I know you want to spit it.
No, but it was like it was just a moment that it was just like. You know, I wasn't trying too hard to impress him. I was just like, "Hey, bro, like, thank you for doing that." You know what I mean?
No, facts.
And then it was,
and you was ready though. You feel he was prepared, and he respected that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and talking about writing camps, like, what are some pros and cons about some writing camps that you've been in?
Yeah, I would say like I've been in different types of writing camps, and like I would say certain writing camps focus too much on just like how to write songs. Some focus on too much of just like do whatever you want, make whatever song you want. So it's kind of like I felt like what was cool about this one was it's kind of like do it your own pace. Some people made 2 tracks, some people made 12. Like, you know what I mean? It's just you made the most out of whatever you wanted. And I would say like a pro is definitely like the collaboration aspect. Like, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people kind of think like, oh, like my bars are so good, like I'm gonna just write for myself. And like, you know, I think that's obviously like you should be able to write for yourself, but I think it even says more about you if you can write a style of music that you're not used to writing. Like I don't just write hip hop music. I've done like folk music, I've done like country, EDM, house, like I've done all types of genres that when I got asked to songwrite, I just said yes, and I was not practiced in that genre. Like the country was. I
was gonna ask that. Like you went some country. Like what was your inspiration? How did you even come up with that?
I mean, like growing up, my mom she listened to Kenny Chesney and like so I had like that's like beach country. That's not like country. So I mean, I think it's
you had a little reference to go off of.
Yeah, I had like I was like okay. I'm like cool. Like is it? But like. What I learned from like all the writing camps and all of the stuff I've done is just like every type of business, you know, I made my own business model when it comes to the songwriting thing. I'm like, okay, like I have like a questionnaire and it was like as long as they answer the questions and like I love the beat or like the instrumental, it's like we're gonna get a good song out of it as long as because like so on my questionnaire it's kind of like what do you feel when you hear the beat? Just stuff like that so I can get in the head of the artist. And then, like, once I have that, it's just writing a song. It doesn't matter, like, what genre or, like...
But do you ever go and look at the person's, like, lifestyle, too?
Oh, like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because I'm writing it for them. So then it's like... I sing it the way I sing it, like, on the demos. And I'm like, don't try and sound like me. Do it the way you would do it. You know what I mean? But it's like... Because I just want you to know it sounds good. So if I can make it sound good singing it like me, it's going to sound even 10 times better when you put your touch on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's super important because it's like when I first started songwriting, I would just write songs that I wanted to sing. And then, you know, I saw my clients weren't always like super satisfied. So it became like all about what you want. It doesn't even matter if I like what I'm writing. Like if you like it, let's go with it.
Understand. So how does somebody hit you up to get a song written by you? Do you have to go through email, DM?
Yeah, I mean, like, really, like, any type, like, obviously, my email is just, like, rootmusicbiz@gmail. That obviously works, but, like, DM's cool.
You gotta get a website, man.
Yeah, well, so I did have a website. I'm currently, like, reshaping it.
Okay.
I'm currently reshaping it, so I'm not gonna plug that in. But it's like, yeah.
Like, easy call. Hit that website. Hit that bam right there.
Yeah,
hit
exactly.
that DM. All right, so you LA, Toronto. You feel me? Like, I need to know. I need to know right now. I need to know right now. We're gonna draw this line. Kendrick Lamar or Drake, my nigga?
I mean, definitely like in the beef or just in general?
In the beef.
Yeah, well, in the beef, Kendrick.
All right. In general,
like 100% in general. I would say Kendrick when it comes to lyricism and like realness.
Facts. Okay.
I'd say like Drake when it comes to like the type of music I wanted to make too.
I hear that.
Like I feel like I could relate more to Drake because I didn't come from the same kind of background that Kendrick did.
Facts. So Drake is everyday music too.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not gonna sit there and like fake tough, but like I'm not. I would say Drake, like the whole thing where he did like the whole suing and stuff. Like I ain't about all that either.
I was about to say you
take the L.
Take the L. Yes.
Take the L. But like I would say like I really fucked with Drake until he dropped the album Scorpion, and then after that I just kind of like didn't really like his music anymore.
Got you.
So then like the Kendrick thing, like I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of enjoy it. Not in the sense where like I wanted to see Drake put down like that, but it was just like no one ever really
went at Drake like that.
Exactly. So it was just cool to be like out of anyone to do it. And then the way Kendrick did it was he made his songs catchy and like, dancey, just like how Drake would. Like
he did a Drake on Drake.
Yeah. And then like that was like, like you gotta give props to that. Like,
you got to. I can't wait till the Super Bowl happen. You feel me? See, they perform Not Like Us, the whole world. And shit.
That's gonna be.
It's gonna be epic.
I'm sure Drake's gonna be like on some like island somewhere with no technology. He's
he's on his Australia tour. He did that on purpose. So opposite side of the world. He don't. Yeah. You feel me? How do you take constructive criticism?
I mean, I take it with like obviously. If it's something I agree with or like, I need work, like if you tell me like, hey bro, I think like, this and that and that, then obviously I'm going to hear you out. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I think it's important that everyone has an opinion, but at the end of the day, God and I, like really, I know if I'm doing something wrong. So if you say it and I'm like, you know what, he's right, then it's an easy fix. If I'm like, you know what, I think like he has a point, but I just need a little more time to show him that my way is gonna work. I think it's important to like be able to like own who you are.
Facts.
But to be able to accept when maybe what I'm doing isn't the right way. Like, so I do think, I'd say a grain of salt, but it is important to at least hear everybody out.
You don't go cry in the car?
No.
All right. I like that. All right, cool. In the past 2 years, what's something you had a challenge with that you overcame?
Well, I mean, like, really, a lot. I feel like every day is a new challenge. Every day is a new challenge. Something I would say is like really just understanding that perception, like, so it's kind of along the lines of what you just asked, is like, like everyone's opinion matters, but at the end of the day, it's like if you're happy, then that's all that really matters. Like the numbers, social media, like all that stuff, it's all just if you want it to be better, you just got to pay more money. And like once I realized that it's just a money thing,
business, then
it just became a business thing. It just became like at the end of the day, like, okay, I don't have numbers because I wasn't doing my business right, or like whatever. Like, I really struggled with social media perception because like everyone was like, man, like you should be big already. But it's like I wasn't, and it was like I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, if everyone feels this way, then why? Like just expecting it to happen, and then it's just like ever since October, like, ever since I started relaunched Roux, I just kind of. Really, just all I've been focused about is just the business.
Okay. What's your overall goal? Do you want to be known as Roux the artist, or you want to be known as like, yo, Roux got them hits over there, go get them songwriting?
Yeah, ultimately, like a little bit of both. Really don't care which one is more. Like I just want to be writing dope music as a career.
All right.
If that's for me, then that's awesome. If that's for the next upcoming artist, then that's just as, because the whole point of Roux was I used to go by like my government name, right? And it was like I felt like people had so much like anticipation for what I had to say, like because it was so personal. Like my music was so personal.
You did the opposite. People usually do rapper names, then go to a government name.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
that's what a lot of people. That's what people do. They'll have a fucking nickname. I go by such and such, little DJ, but they get older, a little wiser. Yeah. They drop all that. I'm going by Darrell or some shit. Who knows? But so
it's like my real name is Malik Miller, and it was just like
that's a nigga name. My bad, y'all. If y'all was here earlier, y'all know what we was talking about. My bad.
It just had such a ring to it there. I was like, bro, like, you just gotta go by that. You just gotta go by that. And it was like, it became to where I listened so much to where like I could not, like, if I wasn't going through something dope or something fun to write about, like my music got so deep and dark that it was just like no one could relate. So then that's why I was like, you know what? I want to make relatable music. Like, almost like I was too much, quote unquote, like early Kendrick that I got to the Not Like Us. Like, I was like, you know what? I need to make more still real music, but make it more kind of anthem-y, make it more kind of relatable to just the general. Like, if you don't know me, and I didn't want people to feel like a lot of people acted like they knew me because of my music. So it was like, now that it's Roux, it's like, I can write about whatever I want. I don't feel that pressure. Like even if it wasn't there, even if I just put it on myself, it was like now it's just like this release. Like I can write whatever I want, and I don't have to sit there and like look at anybody and be like, oh yeah, no, I didn't mean that. Like no. It's like no, I'm just writing music to have fun.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. So we're gonna have more songs this year.
Oh,
releasing. Yeah. I looked on your page. We got like 3 songs out.
Yeah.
We're going to need some more.
Yeah. No.
Are you doing a project or are you doing all singles?
Definitely a project.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also, man, I got a Google Drive full of 15 songs that are done. It's just a matter of like just the business. Like I just want to do it right. I don't want these songs to just like get thrown up and then it's just like whatever, It's like, but I've been working with some dope producers that some platinum level producers, like I'm really like networking now, and it's like shit's about to be good. Yeah, like the music that I release now is tight.
You never thought about producing?
I mean, I have produced my own project before, but it's just too much. Like I like my last project I released under my government name was 27 tracks.
That's too much.
Too much, right?
Too much.
Exactly. I had something to prove. It was too much.
Nah, nigga.
I engineered it myself, produced it myself.
I would have probably got through 10. And the next 10, 2 weeks from now. Damn.
It was too much.
That's too much.
But the cool thing about that project was it was like Upside Down Love.
Was it on SoundCloud?
I'm on Spotify and stuff.
Oh, shit. Damn. Damn. I'm still scrolling. Damn, look at this playlist. Damn.
That's funny as shit.
I don't like long ass projects. Yeah, after 12, I get upset. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
This is project 2. You got 2 projects in one.
Exactly. Well, I mean, basically, like the whole point was like if I marketed it better, it would have done better because it was kind of like the thing where it was like Upside Down Love. So every 3 tracks was like one was like an upside of love, like a confusing side of love, a downside of love. So it was like a playlist, and that's why it was so long. It was kind of like my own playlist. You could have broke
that down into 5 projects, dog.
No, exactly.
And you had a whole series with that.
I actually had that conversation.
You had that volume 1, 2, 3 apart.
Exactly. No, I had that exact conversation with my team. They're like, bro, like you should have dropped it in like 3 parts.
3 different volumes, and then you would focus on each different phase.
Exactly.
It's all a learning experience.
No, yeah,
it's
exactly.
all a learning experience. You feel me? All right, we're going to get into a quick Q&A. We're going to wrap this interview up. You feel me? You ready, Roux?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's quick Q&A. This or that. You feel me? All right. Know when you die or how you die?
Oh, shit. That's tough. I would say when.
When you die?
Yeah.
All right. Chicken wings or tacos?
Chicken wings.
More time in the day or longer months?
More time in the day.
Morning head or late night booty call?
I mean, shit, both.
Either or, nigga. Either or.
I'd say late night.
Late night. Okay. You want some new shoes or a new outfit?
New outfit.
New outfit. All right, my man. I fucks with that.
Yeah.
All right, my last question. What's your thoughts on Trump?
I mean, I would say, shit, politics.
You know what I'll say? Send some more money, nigga. Send some more money. That's it.
Yeah, no, I would say honestly, at least we think we know that he's like saying how like what he thinks.
Facts. Yeah, at least now we know what the government is doing, and he's not gonna fake the funk. And now we gonna know.
Yeah, it's not great, but at least he doesn't care if we don't like what he says.
Exactly. Facts. What's coming up in the next couple of weeks, months for you?
Yeah.
This is the first quarter. What's popping for second, third?
Yeah, so in February, I'm dropping another new song. It's called Diamonds to Dust with the new music video shot. And then I would say around April, you can expect that EP.
Okay.
That EP. And it ain't going to be 27 songs.
Please, thank you.
Thank you. It's going to be a nice short, like 5, 6.
Love it. All right, folks, with that, man. Appreciate you pulling up, Straight Trunk Radio.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, bro.
Hell yeah, great conversation, dog.
Yeah, bro.
Got to get to know you now. You feel me? I fucks with that.
Exactly.
I see you in the underground studios. I'm like, what up, Roux now? You feel me?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Where they follow you at, and where can they get your music? Yeah,
so you can just you can follow me on IG or TikTok or whatever at Roux__music, and then same thing. You can just type in Roux, and I'm excited. Check out my stuff. I really just been putting in that work, so I hope you guys check it out.
Hey, it's your boy Bankhead the Name, Straight Trunk Radio. Make sure you follow us, SODTR_. Follow me personally, Bankhead _ the name. Shout out Roux. Shout out my man Red Eye behind the cameras.
And shout out Red Eye,
you
bro.
feel me? Straight Trunk Radio. Make sure you follow us. Subscribe. Straight the Trunk TV. StraightTheTrunkRadio.com. SODTR. All that. You feel me? We in this thing. We out.
Peace.